When I woke up this morning to come for this program, I was meaning to be in as early as possible. But then, just like you,
Man proposes.
this time I'm not even sure it was God that proposed this one because disposed this one because some people just seem to have decided to have their way. I mean, I was early enough hoping to, of course, you know the way it is in broadcasting. You want to get in as
Of
quickly as you can,
course.
but then I, as so many other road users, woke up to multiple fire accidents. In at Kara area of the Lagos Ibadan Expressway this morning, just as you can see.
Oh dear.
From information, the incident residents claim started around 12 in the morning, 12:01
1 a.m.
a.m. today along
Ah.
the corridor. We understand also that about 29 vehicles were directly affected and millions of properties destroyed from what you can see. What figure we do not have now is if there are fatalities and how many. This is definitely something that is giving anyone concern as we speak now. This is the early hours. I mean, earlier this morning, this has happened, and a good number of vehicles, private and public. Someone said it started because of a tanker truck, bearing fuel, caught fire, and all the vehicles around were burnt alongside. We'll probably hear more of that from the Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Commission in Lagos, Mr. Olusegun Ogungbemide, who joins us via phone this morning. Thanks for joining us. Well, this is what we woke up to this morning, and definitely everyone is concerned, man hours lost, but more importantly, let's take the story from the beginning. Tell us what happened and how.
Good morning.
Good morning, we can hear you. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, it was the early hour of this morning I received the information of a crash along Kara, which we've been able to survive for some time now, and this one just came up. That's precisely after 12. And I tried to mobilize my men. I led the team. We're on our way when we received information that there were attacks on the fire service that tried to extinguish the fire. The vehicles of the fire service were damaged, and they had to make a retreat. And this prompted us to also take cover, pending the time we're able to mobilize enough police operatives to the scene. So by the time we got to the scene, precisely after 2 o'clock, the policemen were there, but a lot of havoc have been done. So many vehicles have been burnt, and the occupants of the tanker carrying the fuel were already burnt to beyond recognition. And at the early hours, towards 5, 6, we were able to clear the road of obstruction. So what we have as a terrible gridlock that we're experiencing in Lagos now is the backlog of the traffic problem, the traffic hold-up that came up as a result of the initial obstruction. Thank you.
Sorry, what did you say caused it?
It was a lone crash. It was a lone crash involving a tanker carrying fuel outward Lagos. That's going outside Lagos towards the Ibadan-Lagos Expressway.
Okay.
And nobody could actually say the cause because whoever you could have asked were already late. The driver is late. The motorboy is late also. But we believe, because it's a very free road, there was no other vehicle involved. So we can actually conclude there is an outright human error. Maybe due to, like what we're able to confirm, we saw a tire burst among one of the tires of the burnt truck was somehow looked like a tire burst, which could have eventually led to loss of control. But there was no other vehicle directly involved. All other vehicles that were burnt were vehicles that were parked by the roadside. So I learned there's a car dealer beside the road who happened to be who received the major blow because there was a luxury bus that broke down by the roadside that was also consumed, but nobody was affected, nobody died, nobody got injured. and all other vehicles that were parked by the roadside too. So I would rather attribute it to human error because the road was free at the moment when it happened, and the vehicle was the only vehicle flying that road at that moment.
Now, when you said there was only one vehicle, that this truck was alone on its own, and then these other things came on, I'm just wondering, as a number of other people would right now, how did it get so bad as to affect the entire road now? Is it that the fuel spilled to the road and caught fire along the lines, or what exactly happened, for a clearer picture?
Yes, from what we met on ground, the vehicle had already fallen across the road, and all the content is the content that spilled up that actually affected all the other vehicles that are parked by the roadside. So maybe, like I tried to infer, there was a tire burst, the man lost control, the vehicle fell, and the content fell out, and the vehicle got exploded. And that's what we met on ground. So when you have a tire burst and you don't have the professionalism to actually control or manage the vehicle very well, there's every probability for such to happen. And that's what we can attribute for now. The unprofessionalism as regards the ability of the driver and the status of the vehicle itself. Those are the things I can actually attribute the crash that happened this morning to. The road was actually free, and the road was not having any potholes, so I couldn't attribute it to bad road. We are at the spot where it happened.
So, Mr. Ogunbamide,
Yes,
should we be thanking our stars that it happened at about 1 a.m. when the road was relatively free?
You are not far from saying the truth, because it was at the peak period. Your own imagination is as good as mine. And actually, this incident wouldn't have gotten to this level if the hoodlums have not attacked the fire service. Because one of the major issues as regards traffic control and crashes, getting to the scene of the crashes, is prompt response. We cannot actually stop crashes from happening once in a while. Our ability to respond promptly is the major focus of all agencies. And that was exactly what we tried to do. We received the information and we're on our way when this attack came up. So we had to retreat for the safety of our men. And that was what made it to be devastating. We would have been able to save a lot of property if we had been able to tackle it early enough.
Well, Mr. Ogunbamide?
Well, there's so many issues to look at this, because, I mean, I'm wondering what informed the attack in the first place. What were the hoodlums looking for? If you can just answer that in about 60 seconds. What were they looking for that made them stop a rescue operation?
You know the tempo of or the season where we are. You cannot really judge the psychology of.
Well, we could go on and on about this. It definitely is not over. But then we have to thank Mr. Olusegun Ogungbemide, Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Commission in Lagos, about the Kara Bridge multiple fire accident.